I don't know why I make a daily plan sometimes. I had a plan for today and everything's blown up already. Long story, I got truck number 3 down here. My plan was to produce today. I'm all set up for cherry. My cherry is starting to get low. I have a deal going on with a vacation. There's my truck number 2. It's going to get loaded with cherry. I was coming down here. I was getting my tractor to take this trailer. We just got this last stacked. I was going to take the trailer up to the Japa, make a load of cherry. Just didn't work out that way. I am planning a vacation. I know, the perfect time of the year. And when I plan a vacation, I have a number of restaurants and I have my finger on their pulse. I know when they're going to be hitting, and I kind of know which ones are going to be trouble if I am out of town and they're going to be needing wood. So I've planned ahead. I got them all caught up, and the last ones I'm taking out 2 restaurants today. What do you know? My farthest restaurant, which they've outpaced their normal consumption, called, and they need wood. And they don't think they can make it until I get back. So what I've done, I've moved everything around, and we're going to take that up today. It's a long drive. I did a video from that. It's on the west side of Cleveland. So I do, it's a good drive. And then I have another delivery today. We'll be getting loaded up for 2 more deliveries tomorrow. And then I should be all done with these, what do you call these, preloads. For instance, my one restaurant, which is my highest volume, I take them a full cord. Well, I'm taking them a half of a cord just to make sure they can get through this blackout time while I'm out of town. I can't take the full cord because it won't fit. And if I just take in a half of a cord, that'll be enough for them to get through and not have to worry about running out. And what do you know? The restaurants love it. They love that I am on top of things, that I am looking out for their best interests. And when I call and let them know, it's not a sales call. It is just simply putting them in a position to run their business effectively without having to worry about the firewood. So that's what I've got going on. And that's why both of my trucks are down here. My wife was going to be coming down to film. We were going to run the Japa, and I says, you know, do you mind driving my other truck down here? Because we're going to get both of them loaded, and they will both be going out. That's a nice looking. This is all my firewood production, guys, that I've been knocking out here. I have been busy making firewood, all of this too. But where I'm getting low is my cherry, and that's what I finally got some space opened up for cherry, and we were going to get it all filled up. And this one will be going out as soon as we're done loading. My high school help, I called him up and I says, hey, can you bail me out here? I'm going to be doubling up on today. And he says, yeah, I'll be right over. So what I'm going to do, we're going to pull this truck around to where we're going to load it with the seasoned wood. This is going to a restaurant. It's got to burn. No mud, no mess, no mushrooms, and the measurements got to be accurate. We will get these loaded up, and then when I think back upon this, I'm sure every business that's been around for a while can say this. I'll be making more money today than I used to make in an entire month when I first started. You know, it's just one of the things about a business. If you do it right, I suppose, if you're lucky, if you're fortunate, if you're surrounded by good people, if you can maintain your sales relationships, you grow. And that's certainly what I have been able to accomplish here. I mean, what the heck, I can go with 2 trucks now, huh? Okay, let me get this truck moved, and we're going to get ready to execute today's plan before it changes too. Over time, I get a lot of mess in the bed, and I will get up in here and sweep it out. It helps keep the mess off of the customer's driveway and gives me one less thing to have to do to clean up. I had found if you want to stack wood at the customers, you want to have a truck that's lower to the ground. It's hard to stack off the tailgate of a dump truck. So the smaller half-ton trucks make a lot of sense. Two-wheel drive is lower to the ground. And this unloader makes life easy. You don't have to jump up inside the truck anymore. It just brings it right out to the tailgate, and it keeps all of the mess off of the customer's driveway. I am getting ahead then. I'll move my truck over when the high school help gets here. I, of course, will help stack too. But I am going to now just walk around here and show you how the yard is. My good friend Mark is going to be coming down with the mower and get this grass cut down. This load, a logger called me on a day. I was suffering this real bad headache. I was not having any fun. The day was over with, and he calls and he says, I have just a very small load of oak. Do you want it? And I said, yeah, I'll meet you over there. So I did. I got a very good price on this. It worked out great. My favorite stuff. And my thought is we're going to run it through this. Those restaurants that I have like a bigger piece of wood. So why not run it through that with like the 4-way or the 6-way. The majority of this stuff will fit. This one probably won't, too crooked. And I might run that through the Japa. I have that big cherry still that has to get cut up. I've been waiting. I'm going to have a chainsaw party. I got all of these maples. And then these are 2 rotted ones. The problem though is hornets. I walked into this and there's 2 hornet nests in here. There's one in this area. You can see where I've been throwing stuff at them. And then there's one over here. Jeez. I've had it up to here with hornets this year. These are the butt ends. So when I was trying to get this pile down, my logger Nathan called and said he had a whole forest to bring me. So I went crazy and just got, you remember how tall this was. I got all of this wood processed, and what I was doing to maximize my efficiency was I was pulling out the ones that wouldn't fit. I would have normally just chainsawed them up and split them. But in this case, I just put the big pieces or the odds and ends off to the sides. So the plan will be to get the axis on the hitch of the trailer, come up through here with I'll have a basket and my trailer. All of the uglies will go back to my wood shed, and all of the good wood will be split for product and stacked. Like this will go to the wood shed, that one will get split and stacked. You with me? And then these 2 logs look great until they were clearly not great. They're just rotted all the way down. There could be ants in there still. I don't know. So the plan though is the weather cools off a little bit. I'm getting out the chainsaws and we're gonna buck all of these into 16-inch rounds, and that axis will come around here and we will get these split up, which then will open up this oak. This is all the oak that I have. On the other side is the hickory. And also, while I was pulling out all of those logs, I still had the ability to plan ahead for species specific. So I had set all of the cherry up on this side, and I ran across an occasional hickory log, and I laid these down here. And that will be next. So we're going to go, I'm just thinking here because I have a vacation coming up. But I will go oak, hickory, chainsaw, oak. You with me? And then, bring the split around and get all these split up. I'll get this all cleaned up pretty quick, and this will be all nice and neat for the next load of logs that come in. But it makes me wonder, I saw a video of this place when I first moved in, you know, just how nice it was, and now I got all this bark in here. It makes me want to bring in my bucket and scrape all this up, but man, I am just very sensitive. I am just very sensitive about a fire inside a firewood yard. I don't know. You know, I saw how bad a flood can set you back, and the flood was bad enough. Could you imagine though having a fire, because you know all that wood is kind of close together. It makes me glad that I've kept this section up here of wood. It's kind of higher up. You know, if we do get another flood, let's go over this way. If we do get another flood, it won't get up this high. And it is also separated just to spread your risk, so to speak, I guess. Okay, and this is like a recent load that got stacked. This is pretty much a cord right on the nose. And nice stacking. Looks great. This wood kind of got stacked haphazardly. The drier stuff is in the center. You can see the color gradient. Like right here's the driest stuff. And then this is obviously the greenest. What we have been doing, we'll park the truck on the other side of the wall, and we just chuck it right over the wall into the truck. Worked out good. World's greatest wheelbarrow. I had to clean up a little bit of mess before we could lay these pallets down, just to keep everything smooth. My plan was production today. I still have to bring the trailer back, but this is all cherry. It's all ready to go. And they're nice looking logs. The 405 will quickly dispatch these logs into firewood. Nice looking cherry. I also have these two debarked logs are cherry. Maybe I can make wood chunks out of those, or mini firewood, as if that could ever succeed. And then while all that haste, you know, I'm loading up we had both trailers going. We really did a good job getting that wood processed. But some of these logs, when you're loading them, they're not what you think they are. So I had a couple oaks that got into the road. I didn't feel like messing with oak, and I ran them off backwards and plopped them onto the ground. That's why they're laying over here. So as soon as I get all this cleaned out and we start running oak again, those will get put up onto the live deck and get those processed as well. Okay, the high school help is here. He's going to get both of these trucks loaded, and I am maximizing my time. I am going to hitch up the trailer, get it under the outfeed. That way, when I do get into production, I can just hit the ground running, right? So I got my tractor out, it's getting warmed up, and our help will get these trucks loaded up in no time. I love it when a plan comes together. Coast is clear. If you know, you know. I think we'll move that conveyor later. Or better yet, I'll get the high school help to do it. I'm the brains of this operation. That is one of the realities that I did not account for either with firewood are the hornets, man. Gee whiz. They are everywhere. And they put their nests in those peg holes. And every year I've had them in there, I thought, you know, I'm just going to duct tape those holes up. And then I forget to do it. But I had a miserable experience. I got swarmed when I was just politely moving the conveyor over, and man, these wasps, I mean, they're terrible. So that is what I got going on here. My plan has been blown up, but we are nimble. We are able to come up with a plan B and get something done that's productive. But in this case, deliveries are priority. I will make wood another day, but we got to get these deliveries out, and especially because I'm not going to be around next week. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope everyone has a great day.